As soon she went home, her heart pounding and thinking, what can she do? Then she came to remember. Katie sought out a voodoo practitioner. I've found the love of my life, but he's with someone else, she lied. I need him to be mine. His name is Daniel. The practitioner did what she needed to do and instructed her to bring something personal belonging to Daniel. Katie's mind raced, formulating a plan to get what she needed. Katie's thoughts swirled with desperation and desire as she left the voodoo practitioner's dimly lit shop. Katie is determined. Her heart was set on getting what she wanted, Daniel, and she was willing to do whatever it took. The woman had given her clear instructions. Bring something personal belonging to Daniel, something that had his energy on it. The item would be the key to binding him to her, to making him hers. Katie's mind raced as she walked through the city streets, her eyes scanning the crowd, searching for the right opportunity. She had to act quickly, but she needed to be subtle. Too much attention could spoil everything. A few days later, Katie came up with an idea to get to Dan through Amina by using her daughter. Katie called Amina, her voice laced with urgency. But Amina didn't pick up, so she left a voice message. Amina, please, it's about Clara. Call me back as soon as you get this. Amina heard the voice message when she became available and felt the urgency to call back after hearing it was about Clara. She dialed Katie's number and quickly Katie picked up. Amina, hi. I hope everything is well with Clara. I just got your message. What's happening? Oh, Katie said. Yeah, I was hoping you could look after Clara over the weekend. If this week isn't good, next week is fine. I have a place to be, but I can't take Clara with me. Please say yes. Clara loves you. I'm not free this weekend, and next weekend I'll be at Dan. That's okay, Katie said quickly. It's not a problem at all. She's a good girl and won't bother you at all. You'll see. Amina hesitated. I'll pick her up Sunday evening, Katie said. It's fine. I'll drop her off to you Sunday evening, Amina added, as she reluctantly agreed. After she hung up, Katie was pleased, knowing her plan was in motion. Katie thought for a bit, considering how she needed to get into Dan's apartment, knowing Amina would be dropping Clara off. On Friday night, Amina sent Katie a text saying that she would be picking Clara up tomorrow morning at Katie's place as she would be in her area. Amina, knowing that Katie was developing feelings for Daniel, didn't want her to go to Dan's place. She thought it would be best to pick up Clara herself, so that she could avoid Katie going to Dan's. The text from Amina left Katie feeling a tight knot form in her stomach. She had hoped that after everything, after the dinner, the texts, the ritual, she could find a way to get closer to Daniel without anyone getting suspicious. But now, Amina was watching her closely. Katie's attempts to slide into Daniel's life were being dismissed, and it infuriated her. The message was simple enough, but its meaning was clear. Amina is becoming guarded and taking precautions. Katie stared at the screen for a moment, trying to push back the rising frustration. She can't control everything, Katie thought. She can't stop me. The desire in her burned brighter now, pushing her further into a corner. Amina was trying to isolate her, keep her from getting close to Daniel. It wasn't just a protective instinct. It was a warning. And Katie didn't like being warned. Katie quickly typed a response, her fingers trembling slightly as she tried to keep the tone casual. Sure, no problem. Thanks for letting me know. She hit send before she could second-guess herself. Amina was clever, but Katie wasn't going to back down. She needed a way to in Daniel's orbit, to find any excuse to get him in her life. The fact that Amina was trying to dictate where and when she could see Daniel only fueled her resolve. Katie set her phone down and leaned back, her thoughts swirling. There was no way she was going to let Amina control this. She'd find a way to slip past her defenses. She would need patience, but Katie had always been good at waiting for the right moment. The next morning, it was Saturday. Amina went about her day. After picking up Clara as agreed, unaware of the storm brewing just under the surface, Katie prepared. She would make sure when the moment came, she'd be ready. Katie was alone at home preparing her next move while Paul was at work. He often did long hours. Katie wasn't going anywhere. She had lied to Amina just so she could execute her plan. Later, she texted Amina to check on Clara, asking if they were just at Dan's place. Amina innocently replied that Clara was okay, had eaten, and was asleep. "How is it going where you are?" Amina asked. "Yeah, it's fine," Katie replied. With this information, Katie came up with a new plan. That night, Paul returned and noticed Clara wasn't around. So he asked, and Katie said, "She's with Amina." Amina wanted to spend time with Clara, she lied. Paul thought for a bit and let it like that. Katie thought all night how she needs to get into Dan's apartment. Sunday morning, just before noon, Katie called Amina with the urgency stating that she needed to pick up Clara because she would be home very late, didn't know exactly when. And Paul was also working until late. "But I thought I was going to drop her up in the evening," Amina asked. "Yes, but something came up," Katie said. "I don't see another way to make it work. I need Clara right away. If you are not in position to drop her off now, then I need to." "Let me call you back," Amina replied. "Please do it as soon as possible," Katie said. She hung the phone and talked with Dan, who said it was fine. Just take Clara outside when she arrives. Amina, tired and wanting to spend quality time with Dan over the weekend. She just wanted to rest. So did Dan. Amina sent Katie a message with Dan's address saying she'd have Clara ready by the time she gets there. Katie, reading Amna's message, jumped up and down with the excitement. Katie arrived at Dan's apartment prepared. She rang the bell, and Amina answered with Clara and her small bag in hand that had Clara belongings. As Amina handed Clara over to Katie, Katie suddenly claimed she urgently needed to use the bathroom. Amina had no choice but to take Clara and let Katie in. She guided Katie in the restroom while she waited in the lounge. As Katie stepped inside the apartment, she couldn't suppress the rush of excitement. The sleek modern furnishing seemed to mock her. Too clean, too perfect, too Amina. But now it was her turn to make a mark. Her gaze scanned around the room, her heart pounding with anticipation. She needed something, anything, that would tie Daniel to her, something personal that she could use to complete her plan. Katie's eyes gleamed with hidden triumph. This was it. She had been given the perfect opportunity. As Katie moved toward the bathroom, but her mind was already elsewhere, calculating every inch of space, every surface she could search. Once she turned the corner into the hallway, she casually glanced over her shoulder, ensuring Amina was busy with Clara. Then she paused in front of the door to a bedroom, her pulse quickening. Katie took a slow, deliberate breath. "I need something. Something that's his." Her fingers traced the edges of the doorframe, feeling the cool metal of a family photo hanging just outside the room, of Daniel and Amina, smiling together in an embrace. It made her stomach turn, but she shook off the feeling and moved forward, ready for the prize she was about to steal. "Focus, Katie. Get what you need." Her eyes scanned the room. Daniel's things were tucked neatly into the corners, the personal touch of his life unmistakable. The books on the shelf, the framed pictures, his well-worn jacket slung over a chair. Then her gaze landed on a small drawer next to a table. This a walk-in wardrobe, she thought to herself. Katie approached it quickly, opening it just enough to see what was inside. In less than a minute she was out, rushed swiftly in the bathroom. Katie took a moment to compose herself before exiting the bathroom. As she came out, a small smile tugged at her lips. Her eyes darted around one last time, ensuring nothing else caught her attention walking back into the lounge. "Thanks for everything, and letting me use the bathroom," she said casually, offering Amina a sweet smile. Amina gave her a nod, unaware of the danger lurking beneath Katie's seemingly innocent actions. "No problem. Take care of her, Katie." As Katie walked out the door, she felt victory in a long game. She was getting closer. She could already feel the pull of Daniel's life tightening around her, and soon he would be hers. "Thanks again," Katie said as she left, a satisfied smirk on her face. Going back at home, Katie went straight to the voodoo practitioner and handed over the items that she collected. "Now what?" she asked eagerly. "Patience," the woman said. "The spell will take time." Unaware of the brewing storm, Amina and Daniel enjoyed and continued the rest of the day quietly.